Welcome back to Jim Bob Plays Prison Architect. I am Jim Bob, and I am playing Prison Architect. So, let's finish off this building here. So, we want to go to walls and doors. And we want to put these last missing walls in. Some of these lights, as you can see, are going to get redeployed, well, removed, because they are in positions that are going to have walls built over them. We also need to add in some doorways, potentially. We definitely need one just here. So let's put a visitation door there. Now, a little visitation area is coming on quite nicely over here. Let's look at the flooring. Let's put some nice flooring in here. Let's go with some blue carpet. There we go. And we need to get some power and some lighting in here. So I'm actually going to build a new utility area down here. So to get that underway, first things first, let's clear out these trees so we get money for them instead of just destroying them. Okay, we'll max time back up again. We're still losing, money every day. Not a huge amount at the moment, $43 a day. So this will be a nice little injection of cash with these logs. And now that they're done, we can bulldoze this area to remove ourselves of the water. We're going to have a little bit left at the bottom. That's fine. So there they go, just removing the water, flattening the area out, bagging up all the leftover rocks. And giving us a nice clear area to work with. So there we go, our rubbish is now being taken over to our garbage dump. Fantastic stuff. Okay, so 2 prisoners are missing now. Have they escaped? Or have they been released? Let's have a look at finance. Days without incident, 7 days. Valuation. Well, we've had no escapes in the past 24 hours. I don't know if I have had any at all, so... We look here at the needs. Now that we have a psychologist, we can look at this. So they're all satisfied in terms of bladder requirements, bowel movements, sleep. They're okay with food. They're a little irritated, but they're okay. Hygiene, a couple are really unhappy. Exercise, kind of a non-issue at the moment. The prisoner needs, they're getting unhappy with that. Recreation, they're definitely unhappy with that. They're fine with comfort levels. They're okay with environment levels. They're all satisfied with that. They're unhappy with about privacy. Obviously, they're all living in a holding cell. They are very unhappy with freedom. Again, these are minimum security guys, so they're not used to being cooped up in tight, squashed, confines like this. Clothing. They don't have uniforms. Or they have uniforms, but they don't have clean uniforms, which is why they're not happy about that. We will come to that soon. Drugs, not really an issue at the moment. Same with alcohol, spirituality, and literacy, not really major issues at this stage. The regime is pretty much fine at the moment. They just don't have anywhere to go or anything to do. We already have 3 grants going at the moment, as you can see. We've got the cell block A, visitation rights, and prisoner acclimation, or acclimatization. So let's whiz down here. Let's try and get all this powered and wired. So we need to build our power and water area. Now, what I find easiest to do when doing this is to actually drop in the power unit first, and then I know I'm going to have capacitors all the way around it, and that's in the wrong place, so we're going to cancel that. Back to power supply and put it just across to the side one more. Now you can have more than one power unit if you want, that's fine, but they can't interface with each other. They have to be separate circuits. If you connect 2 generators together, you short circuit the whole, you short out the whole circuit, and you end up with no power. Likewise, you can't have capacitors from 2 different generators in contact with each other. So we would need to have a gap of 3 between 2 different generators to make sure that our capacitors don't come in contact with each other. So that's what we're going to do. We're just going to go with 2 generators. We should be okay with that. We can always build a 3rd one at a separate location if we need to. And one of these generators is going to be kind of useless, and well, not useless, but hardly used at all to start with. 1, 2, 3. There we go. We're going to put our water unit in just there as well. So let's speed time up to get those things installed. There we go. So let's go back to power supply. We can now start to put in some capacitors. So let's go 1 there. Actually, no, not there. Let's go across the top, just there. Nice and straightforward. And you can see that these are different colours. So this is indicating which circuit is which. And they will also be a different colour to the one that we already have there, different shades of green. This is how you can identify which circuit is which and which area is feeding power from which generator. We don't need to worry about this one just yet, that's fine. What we do need though is we do need power coming in. We will feed that from this generator here. This one will feed the actual prison itself. So we don't need that piece of cabling. And we don't need that piece of cabling. And you can see here, that's using half our power supply just to run the water pump. So this is why you need the capacitors to up your voltage and make sure that you've got enough power to supply the whole prison area. So we need to put some cabling in. Now we have some individual appliances such as these metal detectors. Now, as we know, they don't have to be, if we've got more than one, we don't have to wire up each individual one. They will connect to each other and spread the power that way. Let's put some cabling across here. In fact, let's do it from there. I'm going to run power up this corridor to feed into our metal detectors. We don't need that cable there. We aren't going to need those cables just there. We will run cable across from there to feed into our metal detectors just there. And we will run power into the middle of the room like that. Although we don't really need to, it's just, that makes it a little bit clearer and cleaner. So let's let's see, what else do we need to do? We need to do our plumbing. So we'll go back to construction, we'll go to water supply. We want small pipe to connect all these showers together. Like so. We also want to connect these toilets together. And it's a long old trek here. So what we're going to do is we are going to run piping up the side here like so. And then we're going to connect into the system like that. Because that's way too far of a distance to actually transfer water pressure using small pipes. So we have to use the main large pipe, and then that can then feed everything on the interior like so. So how are we looking in here? We're looking pretty good. Let's put some proper flooring in. Flooring. Wrong option. And again. Okay, so we have our flooring. Let's see. Running track, that's new. Great floor. That's new. A lot of these flooring options are quite new. We haven't had those before. Cargo floor. We're going to go with some white tiles in our bathroom area, like so. We're going to have a ceramic floor in here. In terms of the rest of the prison, I think will be okay like this. Could go with concrete tiles here, just to make these corridors a little bit more appealing. Yeah, there we go. So we have a visitation room. It's not a huge one, but it's a decent sized one. We can always put another table in here, move these, or remove these drinks machines. In fact, let's do that. Let's move these over here. We'll put that one there, like so. And now, if we go to objects, we can actually put in another visitor table. We'll put one there, and yeah, that's a little close. So we'll install that one, and then we'll just rotate it round, like so. There we go. It won't let me do that. Alright, let's move it to there. Won't let me replace it because it's overlapping where it's currently placed. So now I can move it. We'll put it there like that. So we have 5 visitor tables. That's enough, I think. These are also technically, if you want to be pedantic, these are the wrong way round. So we'll just rotate these. There we go. So our visitor area is done. We have our main way in here. We have a doorway leading through a metal detector for our visitation room. This feeds into our reception area, so you can see this is where the uniforms are for our prisoners. Then we have our holding area here. Doesn't have a bench. Oh, I forgot a bench. Can I get away with a small bench? No, it needs to be a big bench. Alright, let's just drop a big bench in the middle of the room like that. We'll drop 2 in. Okay, and we just got a 20 grand grant completion payment. That's because we have raised our prisoner capacity now, which is good. So there we go. So this is the entranceway to our prison. Nothing over the top and exciting, but good enough. Let's just add in a couple of additional objects. We want some windows, so let's get some glass windows in here for the visitation room. Just to let a bit of natural light in there. There we go. I think we are pretty much good to go with this area here. So let's unlock. We'll turn off the opening on those. Now we need to actually build ourselves our cell block. So before we go any further, let's start to plan out where the rest of this is going to go. Let's see, we need to go to planning. So I'm going to use pathways here to actually allocate a pathway. Like so. And we can start feeding down into areas down here. So if we want to have our first cell block, let's start thinking about putting that in just here. I want to try and keep a bit of a secure area around each of these areas, like so. We're going to look at resizing as we go. But let's put our cells in. So they're not going to be huge cells. We'll make these a little bit longer because this is going to be our minimum security wing. And then once we've built a minimum security wing, we'll look to build a maximum security wing. Let's see, how much space do we have up here? A bit. So these, I'm just marking out where our cell walls are going to be, like so. Let's clear that like that. There we go. With the minimum security one, I'm actually going to be having some benching and seating in the common area. Benches, I believe, are 5 long. Let's double check that. 1, 2, 3, 4. Oh no, they're only 4 long. Okay. There we go. Clear that off. Go back to objects. Let's put another one in just there. And then another one just there. So how many cells? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. It's only 6 cells. It's not great, but it'll do. Now we want to duplicate what we've done on the other side down here. So let's drop that in like that. How long are these cells? They're 3. we can clear that, tidy that up again in a moment. It's not a major issue. We're still in the planning stages. We haven't committed any resources yet. So let's clear that. Let's clear out these lines here, just so I can easily oh, we had an escapee. How did he get out? How did he get out? Okay, so we're going to go to emergencies. We're going to do a shakedown. This will look and see if there are any tunnels, anything like that, that we need to be wary of. So let's speed time up while the shakedown is underway. This will also search prisoners, etc. as well, so you can see we found some contraband already, a phone, some tools. We found narcotics, pills, cigarettes. There we go. Shakedown is over. So where did that guy get out? I wonder. Like I said, we're going to be demolishing that first section later, once we have built our new section of the prison over here. We will transfer everyone across into the newer section. So we have 12 minimum security cells here. Can we put in a shower block up here? I think we probably can. Okay, so I want this wall doubled up. This is going to be our entrance way into the cell here. So let's see. Arrays. Nope. Planning. So I need 12 showers. So let's go 6 like so. 6 like so. And then we'll build our wall like that. Need to think about this for a second. Let's clear out this bit here. That's going to be our entranceway to the shower area just there. This is going to be our entranceway into the prison itself, or into the cell block itself. Let's move. Oh, that's what I meant to do. There we go. So let's put our benching in like so. Let's move that up one more. There we go. So, doorways. We're going to have a doorway here. We're going to have a doorway here. And a doorway just there. Well, that'll just be an open area. There won't actually technically be a doorway. Okay, I think in terms of planning, that's pretty good. So, planning stage is done. We are going to call it another episode just here. Thank you for watching. In the next episode, we will get construction underway on our minimum security block, and I hope you'll join me for that. So thank you for watching. My name's Jim Bob, and I will catch you back on the prison very soon.